Candlestick Park, the final day of the '85 season. Gene Garber of Atlanta gets the last out, and with it, the San Francisco Giants lose 100 games for the first time in team history. By the following spring, it seemed as though that might be the last game ever played at Candlestick. There was talk that the team would move. Plans to build a new stadium collapsed. It was a time of turmoil and doubt. And then as the 1986 season approached, the concern and confusion were dramatically erased.
And for love's sake, each mistake.
Good morning, San Francisco. Bright and early, Mike Clary with you on KNBR 68. A great day it is, and to make the day even more beautiful, news now that the Giants are staying. They've just announced they'll play the season at Candlestick, so go get 'em, Giants.
Build it up and build it up and build it up, and now it's solid. Solid as a rock. That's what this love is. That's what we've got. Oh, solid. Solid as a rock.
The ball game is over and the Giants have won.
Grand slam! Oh, my goodness.
Hensley to the plate, and Craig swings, lines it to first, caught by Aldrete. The ball game is over. Holy cow!
Solid, 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 solid.
You gotta like this team, the story of the 1986 San Francisco Giants. Spring training opened with considerable relief in Scottsdale, Arizona. But Giant general manager Al Rosen knew what kind of team he was coming to when he took the job at the end of '85.
A team that needed help, a team that had to be completely reevaluated from a talent standpoint. Many players would have to go, many would have to stay, and trying to get the players who stayed to understand what was meant by competitiveness, spirit, esprit de corps, pride in the uniform, pride in being a San Francisco Giant.
Rosen's first move of '86 was bringing back Giant Hall of Famer Willie Mays and Hall of Famer-to-be Willie McCovey as spring training instructors. But his biggest move was hiring manager Roger Craig at the end of '85.
We have a very positive attitude. The players have had a tough spring training, but they seem to like it, seem to feel that they need it, and I think we're going to see a lot of good results from it.
San Francisco closed out spring training with a record of 15-12. And it was becoming clear as the Giants headed north for the regular season that this team was different, in large part because 3 youngsters would begin the season with starting assignments.
You gotta watch these Giants. You gotta like these kids.
Hi, I'm Bob Melvin, San Francisco Giants. Hi, I'm Robbie Thompson, second baseman for the San Francisco Giants. Believe me, I'm here to stay.
Hi, I'm Will Clark, number 22, first baseman for San Francisco Giants. I'm glad y'all are watching.
Opening day in Houston, where the Giants rolled to an 8-3 victory, an impressive sign of things to come. Especially when rookie Will Clark became the 53rd player ever to hit a home run in his first big league at bat. Nolan Ryan was the victim.
I'm walking up to the plate going, well, you know, I'm just going to look for his fastball because I've never seen anything that fast before in my life. So first pitch to me was a curveball, and it, really surprised me. And I started giggling a little bit, and I asked the catcher, I said, why is he throwing me a curveball? And he says, just switching things up. And, 2 pitches later, I got one of my fastballs. And when I hit it good, but I didn't know it was going out. I was hoping that it would hit off the wall or something, and it got out, and I was just ecstatic coming all the way back to home plate. And every time my mom and dad are in the stands, when I hit a home run, I'll point to them just to say thank you for being here, and that's what I did that day.
Clark's attitude and enthusiasm typified a favorite phrase of Roger Craig, a phrase that quickly came to symbolize the new spirit of the 1986 Giants.
Hum baby.
Hum baby, a phrase used all season long by everybody on the team. But just what exactly does hum baby mean?
My interpretation of hum baby is when I used to be a catcher in the Pee Wee League. Hum baby, 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 hum baby, hum baby, hum baby. You know, that was my interpretation. Hum baby can apply to anything. It's an adjective to use for a great play or a great hit or a great pitching performance or a pretty girl or a nice car.
I think it's right up there with have a bitch in summer. Hum baby.
It's kind of like a little man sits here on you got a bad one over on your left shoulder and a good one on your right shoulder. Hum baby is a good one on your right shoulder.
Never giving up, always thinking that we were in a ball game, and always having the ability to explode.
I got a lot of hum babies on my club.
Hum baby, what an April the Giants had, taking 12 out of 20 games for a winning percentage of .600 and racing off into second place. Roger Craig had everybody playing aggressive baseball, taking chances and succeeding. The Giants were the surprise team of the majors, never giving up and always giving everything they had in every game, no matter what the odds.
The odds are against us. We don't stand a chance. But there's no giving up, no giving in. Oh, when push comes to shove, you gotta fight for what you love. You do what you must, do what you can.
Fly ball, left center field and deep. And that ball is gone.
Davis is coming. The ball is bunted out in front of the plate. Schilling will score on the screen.
There's a line drive. Sensational by Urabay.
A home run for Will Clark. The kid is absolutely amazing. Andy Maldonado is on fire.
It is a squeeze this time, and a good one. Boy, the Giants have been great on squeeze bunts this year.
The ball game is over, and the Giants have won.
Giants fans were in a frenzy because after several seasons of losing, winning was fast becoming a habit. A major reason for the success early on was a vastly improved pitching staff, and credit for that goes primarily to the split-fingered fastball as taught by Roger Craig. A former big league pitcher and pitching coach, Craig is the guru of baseball's latest pitching rage.
I think I'd be a decent manager or pitching coach without the split finger, but I think it has really helped. All of my pitchers are throwing it now. They all got better once they got more comfortable with this and learned how to throw it in the right situation.
You know, last year I was a little, afraid to throw it in a game situation, when the game's on the line. With Roger here, you get a chance to throw it a lot more. So I will throw it more occasionally.
The split finger helped Mike Lacoste go 9-3 through the first half of the season, with an ERA of 2.76. Mike Krukow used the split finger to become one of the most dominant pitchers in the majors in '86.
I always had a breaking ball, two types of breaking balls, slider and a curveball, so I was a little reluctant to using it. And I didn't really put it into my repertoire till last year. And this year, I wasn't throwing it hard enough. Roger sort of took it one dimension farther.
Another added dimension that helped the Giants take off in the spring was defense. Slick fielding shortstop Jose Uribe sparkled, easing the pressure on his new double play partner.
Right now, I wouldn't want to play with another shortstop in this league, really. I have a lot of respect for Jose. We've worked hard together ever since spring training, and I tell you right now, he's one of the better shortstops in the league, and I just really enjoy it. It's a tremendous feeling playing with him.
With Dan Gladden playing center field, the Giants boasted solid defense all the way through the middle. Despite an injury-shortened season, on offense, Gladden did all the little things a team needs from its leadoff hitter. In left field, Jeffrey Leonard emerged as a true leader in '86, the team's heart and soul. Despite nursing a tender wrist that would eventually require surgery, Leonard was posting MVP-type numbers early on, ranking among the league leaders in batting average, home runs, and RBIs through May. Also red hot was right fielder Chili Davis, a switch hitter who stood with Leonard among the league leaders in almost every hitting category through the spring. Overall, the team's play into late May was a positive prelude to the first East Coast road trip of '86, which began at Philadelphia's Veterans Stadium. It did not go well for the Giants in Philly. They were swept in 3 games, raising old and all too familiar doubts among the fans. Then it was on to New York, where in Game 1, disaster struck in the last of the ninth.
Popped it up. Who's going to get it? Uribe and Thompson, and the ball drops. The ball game is over, and the Mets have won it as the Giants have blown it here in New York.
Other Giant teams might have collapsed after a play like that and 4 straight losses, but not the '86 Giants. In Game 2, the culprits of the night before came right back to turn 4 double plays, and the team ran off with a 7-3 victory. The Mets met their match once more in the finale as San Francisco again won 7-3. Next stop, Montreal, where the Giants won both games to show their true character and move within a game and a half of first place, closing out the road trip in stunning fashion. There was a price to pay, however, because both Will Clark and Dan Gladden went down with injuries. But stepping in to take their place were 2 more of those likable kids.
You gotta watch these Giants. You gotta like these kids.
Hi, I'm Mike Aldretti. My friends call me Mario.
The Stanford graduate paid immediate dividends, filling in at first base.
Hi, I'm Randy Kutcher, and I've been in the minor leagues for 7 years, and I'm happy to be here.
Kutcher hammered 7 home runs in his first 25 games to keep the Giants riding high into late June, when Candlestick Park hosted a crucial series against the Western Division leading Houston Astros. In Game 1, Vida Blue had one of his best outings of the season, striking out 6 and giving up just 2 hits through 7 innings. Hitting all the right notes in relief was Juan Berenguer, who'd been contributing big out of the bullpen all spring. Berenguer got the save and got another the next day as the Giants pulled within a half game of first place going into a Sunday doubleheader. The attention was focused on Chris Brown in the first game. Brown went 2 for 4 with a double, driving home a pair of runs, and San Francisco scored 4 in all. Candlestick was wild with anticipation because Mike Krukow was cruising, up by 2 runs with 1 out left.
Popped up. Chris Brown telling Uribe he's got it. And the Giants are in first place as Krukow goes 9. Let's listen to this.
Giants fans kept on rocking through the second game because the Astros went down again.
Hensley to the plate, and Craig swings, lines it to first, caught by Aldretti. The ball game is over. Holy cow!
A dramatic 4-game sweep of the Astros for a 1.5 game lead on the rest of the West. Giants fans just had to like the feeling. The next day, pitcher Mike LaCosse unloaded a home run against San Diego in an 18-1 demolition of the Padres, the most runs scored by a Giants team in one game since 1965. San Francisco was simply sizzling, and the Giants were not only the talk of the town, they were the talk of the majors.
Frank, there's the National League. All right, San Francisco this afternoon, big over San Diego, 18-1.
Over the National League, the Giants beat the Padres 18-1.
A couple of big scoring games in the National League. 18-1, San Francisco over San Diego.
The Giants clobbering San Diego today 18-1, now 2 games ahead of Houston.
Up north, the Candlestick, the Giants beat the Padres 18-1.
The Giants were sky high at the All-Star break in Houston, where 3 players represented the team.
Outfielder Chili Davis. Number 35, infielder Chris Brown. Number 39, pitcher Mike Krukow.
For Krukow, a baseball dream was finally fulfilled.
Wait 10 years to do this.
The Giants were among the elite teams in baseball, while their 3 All-Stars were among the game's individual elite. And even the country's political elite took notice.
Really glad to see you, Chili. Nice to see you. Nice to meet you. Except you're kicking the hell out of my Astros. I don't know what to do about that. That's what you're supposed to do. I know. Nice to see you, bud. Nice to meet you all.
Mike Krukow proved he belonged by pitching a perfect 9th inning against Cal Ripken, Jesse Barfield, and Frank White. while Chris Brown went 1 for 2 with a double, although the American League won the game 3-2. Brown's All-Star appearance was well-deserved. A key spark on offense, he led the team and finished 5th in the league with a batting average of .317 in 1986. While on defense, Brown was a cool customer at the hot corner.
Oh, what a stop by Brown. Throw to second, back to first. Oh!
Just a great play by the second-year third baseman, Chris Brown. Oh, he's turned into a vacuum cleaner.
A great play by Chris Brown. Outstanding play by the Giant third baseman.
Chris Brown, he knocks it down at third. To Robbie for 1 to first base. In time!
Chris Brown has done it again.
Down the line. Chris Brown with the great arm. Wow.
Quite simply, Chris Brown emerged as one of the best third basemen in baseball. No wonder Candlestick Park was alive once again with excitement and exuberance. More than 1.5 million fans turned out in '86, almost doubling the figure for the previous season. Yes, indeed, the stick was shaken. But suddenly, the dog days of summer blues set in, and the Giants began to slump. From late July through late August, the team lost 17 out of 28 and struggled to stay in contention. It was a frustrating time. A melee in St. Louis cost the services of Mike Krukow for 3 starts, while Jeffrey Leonard finally succumbed to his injured wrist and was sidelined for the rest of the season, a devastating loss. But then along came 2 more kids to pick things up.
Kelly Downs of the Giants, just want to say baby.
Downs won 4 games down the stretch and posted a 2.75 ERA.
Hi, I'm Terry Mulholland.
Mulholland gave his all as a spot starter every time out. Giant fans got another lift when the team signed a not-so-young Steve Carlton, who broke his code of silence.
I like the climate out here. I don't care for the wind per se, but I like the colder weather. It's a hell of a city. I've always liked San Francisco.
The man who ranks 10th all-time in career wins made history in a Giants uniform against Cincinnati.
Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. At 8:30 Pacific Daylight Time on August the 5th, 1986, Steve Carlton registered his 4,000th Major League strikeout.
But the Giants released Carlton shortly thereafter because their success in 1986 had been based on a fountain of youth, both in the field and on the mound. Example, Scott Garrelts, who returned to the bullpen and regained his status as one of the top relievers in the league. Meanwhile, by mid-August, Will Clark had come back from injury to reclaim first base. A welcome return because every time Clark took the field, he displayed character, determination, and a winning attitude.
We're only at work, I guess you'd say, 2-3 hours a day, and I try to put all I have into that ball game. You know, it's a lot of adrenaline going, it's a lot of emotion for me, and I take a lot of pride in my ball games.
So does Robbie Thompson, both at the plate and in the field. Thompson came through in spectacular fashion with relentless drive and spirit.
Every manager should be blessed with a Robbie Thompson. He's a scrappy type player. He plays when he's hurt, never complains, gives you 150%. To me, he's our most valuable player.
I feel I have a lot of confidence in myself, and when I won a job, I came up, I felt like I could play up here with these guys. I've accomplished some goals that I set, and that was to try to be as consistent as possible and try to do some things that contribute to help this ball club win.
Thompson certainly did that as he jumped right from Double-A ball to the major leagues. He led all National League rookies in 4 categories, including hits and RBIs. And at season's end, he was named Rookie of the Year by the Sporting News. Rookies like Thompson and Clark helped Giants fans recall a former Rookie of the Year from 1959, Willie McCovey, who was given a special day at Candlestick before his official induction in early August into baseball's Hall of Fame at Cooperstown, New York.
One reason it seems so right today
because it's the summertime and it's Sunday. Sundays and summertime only mean two things to me. That means it's a time for baseball, and it's a time for families. And now I have become a player on the most distinguished team of all.
McCovey was a towering Giant for 19 seasons, the most productive left-handed home run hitter in National League history with 521, and one of only 5 players ever to win back-to-back home run and RBI crowns. It was only fitting that McCovey's last at-bat in Candlestick was a pinch hit to beat the Dodgers. Pinch hitting was also a key for the '86 Giants, who had the most productive bench in the major leagues. Joe Youngblood delivered 16 base hits in the pinch with 10 RBIs, while Harry Spillman batted .406 as a pinch hitter and drove in 9 runs. All season long, the Giant bench was deep and lethal, as Roger Craig used all 24 players effectively. But emerging as most effective was Candy Maldonado, a team record 17 pinch hits plus 4 home runs.
You go out there and try to relax. You know you have to do a job that they want you to do at that particular time.
It is gone, a home run. Maldonado.
I look forward to being in that situation where there's a man on third and I can go out there and jump in that first pitch and see the winning run score.
Holy cow, the Giants have just taken the lead as Candy Maldonado has unloaded.
I always would like to be a complete ball player and work to be a complete player.
Nice running grab by Candy Maldonado.
I get a big thrill if I do something to help the ball club win the game.
Candy Maldonado, a game saver in left field.
After the ball game is over, you shake hands and you be part of the team and you be part of something that we done, and it's a great feeling.
Candy had a storybook season, but other Giants wrote chapters in '86 that were strange indeed.
I didn't plan on doing that.
Just like Terry Mulholland didn't plan on making one of the most unusual plays in Major League history in early September. Keith Hernandez was batting for the Mets at Shea Stadium in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and anybody who saw the play will never forget it.
Right back to the mound. Good stab by Mulholland. Runs most of the throw. What?
I went to reach for the ball, pulled out my glove, and I really didn't feel it there. So I had to take a look at the glove itself, and I found out the ball was caught between the fingers of the glove. I had a tough time getting it out, so I decided, well, I better get the ball over there somehow.
But as I looked at him running towards me, I noticed he had his glove in his throwing hand, and that stumped me for a moment, and then I saw him throw the glove, and I did, I guess, what anybody would do. I made a basket catch like I was making a fair catch on a punt, and if I would have been thinking at the time, I would have gone ahead and thrown the glove and the ball and everything on around the horn and never missed a beat. But for once in my life, I was caught by surprise, and I was pretty much dumbfounded over there and didn't know what to do.
Brenly was equally dumbfounded 10 days later in a home game against Atlanta.
Brenly off his glove. Horner's going to reach. That should be an error.
I have a way to make things difficult down there at third base, so that was just pretty much a routine boot.
Toward third, bobbles, coming home, down, throw, a run scores, and here comes Griffey, he'll score.
So I got 2 on that play, gave me a total of 3 for the inning, and right about now things got a little hazy. I think I left my body or something. I was circling around above the stadium somewhere.
I'm on the mound and I'm saying to myself, he made an error. I mean, I know Bob Brenly's not even supposed to be at third base. So I'm trying to do him a favor and not let him hit the ball there.
I got another fairly easily hit ball to third base, booted it, and it trickled out behind me a little bit there, and picked it up, and I finally did show a little disgust with the last error, but knowing the kind of guy Roger Craig is, I realized he was going to leave me in the ball game come hell or high water, so I better regroup and go out there and try to make up for it in any way I could. Next time up, I hit a solo home run to lead off an inning to put us on the board, get us our first run. Later in the game, I came up with the bases loaded, and we were down by 2 runs, and I drove them both in with a single, and then it's kind of like I was on a mission.
In the last of the 9th, mission accomplished.
Oh, it's gone. Bob Brenly is going to win the ball game. How do you like that? Boy, you talk about a schizophrenic day. Bob Brenly made 4 errors in 1 inning to allow 4 runs to score. It's a bases-empty homer, a 2-run single, and that colossal shot to left, and the Giants win it 7-6.
That would be my home baby of 1986.
But in late September at Houston, the Astros ended San Francisco's bid for a flag with a hum baby of their own. A division-clinching no-hitter by Mike Scott, who ironically learned the split-finger fastball that made him one of baseball's best from Roger Craig.
Now the hitter is Will Clark. He's 0 for 3. Swing and a bouncer. This could be it. Davis runs to the bag. Game is over. No-hitter. Astros win the championship. What a way to do it.
It was painful for the proud young Giants to watch Houston take the crown, but they still had some sweet hum babies left in them. The team came home for Fan Appreciation Day against Los Angeles and played one of the most compelling games in memory.
Hum baby.
It was a hum baby indeed. Joel Youngblood tied the game at 3-all with a double that drove home 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th. But that was only the beginning of a wild series of events that had everybody wondering how it would all end. 52 players were used in the game, including pitchers who were roaming the outfield. The Dodgers took a 2-run lead in the 14th inning, but the Giants came right back to tie it again, and the madness continued. Witness, for example, outfielder first baseman Harry Spillman making a nifty play at second base. Or pitcher Greg Minton getting his second base hit of the game, a double in the bottom of the 16th inning. Minton's unlikely hit set the stage for the game winner by Bob Brenly.
Base hit. This should do it. Greg Minton comes around, and the Giants are going to win it here in the bottom of the 16th inning.
It meant the Giants would take the season series from L.A. and also finish ahead of the Dodgers for the first time in 15 years.
If you look up the definition of hum baby, this game on this date, September 28th against the Dodgers, that's a hum baby game.
You just had to like this team. And all season long, you had to like Mike Krukow, who went after win number 20 in San Francisco's next series against Houston. Kruk fell short, but that could never discount his outstanding performance as the unquestioned ace of the Giants staff in 1986.
Mike Krukow had a fantastic year, and every 4th or 5th day he makes me a good manager because of the way he goes about his job. I never saw a guy that could block everything out of his mind regardless of who the opposition is, who the opposing pitcher is. He just goes out there and playing one-on-one with a hitter for 2 hours or 3 hours or whatever it takes and just puts up a tremendous battle.
I pitched out of a real consistent mechanical groove all year long, and I've just gone at the hitters and take advantage of the defense, and I've never felt that we were going to do anything but win.
Krukow was a winner in every sense of the word. He was tops on the team and among the league leaders in starts, complete games, and ERA. And he beat the Mets 4 times. So it was only fitting that he get a chance to go for number 20 one more time, pitching with only 3 days rest on the final day of the '86 season in Los Angeles. Candy Maldonado gave Krukow all the support he needed.
Fly ball, right field, long run for Bryant. He is back. He is at the fence. He's looking up. Grand slam. Oh, my goodness. What a rude way to treat your former teammates.
And so Mike Krukow would have his 20th victory. And San Francisco would have 83 wins and a season to be proud of. One that began in turmoil and ended in triumph. One in which the foundation was laid for a team that should be solid as a rock in the seasons to come.
Solid!